Hey soil warriors, it's your Soil Sensei here, and today, we're diving deep into a problem that's been creeping into raised beds everywhere. Your composting worms are packing their bags and bailing on your garden. If you've ever lifted up a handful of soil expecting to see happy wriggling worms, but instead found nada, let's talk. Here's the deal. Healthy worms are a sign of thriving soil life. But if they're disappearing, it's not random. Chances are some of the ingredients you're adding to your raised beds are turning your worm haven into a worm horror show. Let me save you some soil sorrow. These are the ingredients you want to stop adding right now. Your worms, and your plants, will thank you for it. Citrus peels, not so zesty for worms. We all love the fresh zing of citrus in our kitchens, and tossing those peels into your compost bin might feel like you're doing the right thing. But here's what I've learned, honestly, the hard way. Worms can't stand citrus. Soil Sensei tip. If you're dead set on composting citrus, do it in a separate compost pile and age it well before even thinking about adding it to your raised beds. Onions and garlic, pungent for a reason. I used to think, hey, if it grows in the ground, it must be good for the ground, right? Not always. Onions and garlic are natural pest repellents, and guess what? Worms fall into the pest category as far as these veggies are concerned. Their strong sulfur compounds are toxic to soil life in large amounts, and even in small doses they make your bed smell uninviting to worms. Over time, adding onion scraps can cause worms to migrate elsewhere. Worse, decomposing onions can attract other pests like maggots and fruit flies. Definitely not the guests you want in your garden beds. Meat and dairy, a no-go in the soil sanctuary. This is a cardinal rule, and yet, I still see gardeners tossing the occasional cheese crust or chicken bone into their compost thinking, it'll break down eventually. Yes, it will, but not in the way you want. Meat and dairy introduce anaerobic bacteria, bad odors, and the type of rot that drives away beneficial worms and invites raccoons, rats, and flies instead. Worms are peace-loving decomposers. They prefer calm, cool, microbially rich environments, not rotting carnage. Keep anything that used to moo, cluck, or oink far away from your raised beds. Oily or processed foods. Worms don't eat junk food. It might seem obvious, but even small amounts of cooking oil, salad dressing, or processed food scraps can wreck your soil ecosystem. So, I once threw in a leftover sandwich crust that had a bit of mayo on it. I figured, hey, no big deal, right? But honestly, a week later, my bin smelled just awful, like a dumpster behind a fast food joint. And the worms? Well, they were gone. Oils actually suffocate soil and make it, hydrophobic, which means water doesn't absorb properly anymore. Even worse, they coat the skin of worms, interfering with their ability to breathe. Processed foods are packed with preservatives, salt, and sugars that really mess up the microbial balance in your compost. If your worms could talk, they'd probably say something like, "We want kale, not KFC." Fresh grass clippings, only in moderation. Grass is green gold, or so we think. While grass clippings can be an excellent source of nitrogen, too much too fast creates a heat wave in your soil. Fresh clippings tend to clump, become anaerobic, and heat up as they decompose. Worms are temperature sensitive, anything above 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius, and they're looking for the exits. If you do want to add grass, dry it out first. Let it brown and mellow so it becomes more of a mulch than a meltdown. Pet waste, just no. Look, I love pets, honestly, but your dog's business doesn't belong anywhere near your vegetable beds. Cat litter? Even worse. Pet waste is loaded with pathogens and parasites that just don't break down easily in compost, especially cold compost like you find in a raised bed. If you're looking for compostable animal waste, Stick to herbivores like rabbits or chickens. Even then, make sure you compost thoroughly before using it. Too much coffee grounds, a bitter mistake. Coffee grounds are a common favorite in the gardening world. I use them myself, but balance is everything. Worms can handle coffee grounds, but too much creates a dense, compacted mat that molds easily and gets acidic fast. If you're dumping daily espresso waste into your bed, you're creating a toxic environment for your worm friends. I had a bed that smelled like a Starbucks dumpster once, and not in a good way. The worms vanished, and it took me a month to restore balance. So, use coffee grounds sparingly, and always mix them in with carbon-rich materials like shredded leaves or straw. Wood ash has a high pH, and worms don't really love it. Ash from your fireplace might seem like a good idea. It's organic, right? But most wood ash has a very high pH, often above 10. That's way too alkaline for worms, who prefer a slightly acidic to neutral environment. A few tablespoons sprinkled occasionally, maybe, but if you dump a scoop you'll turn your bed into a worm-free zone. If you must use wood ash, compost it separately and test your soil pH before adding it. Final thoughts from the Soil Sensei. At the end of the day, your raised beds are living ecosystems, and worms are some of your best allies in building rich, fertile soil. But they're also delicate creatures. They'll happily till your soil, aerate it, and break down organic matter if you give them the right environment. Avoiding these harmful ingredients isn't just about keeping worms happy. It's about respecting the whole soil food web. When we feed the soil right, the garden grows itself. Like what you learned? Help your garden, and our channel, grow. If this helped you understand why your worm army might be going AWOL, do your fellow gardeners a favor, hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and share this video with someone who's compost curious. The more we learn, the better we grow. Got a raised bed worm win or fail? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, stay rooted and keep it living. Your Soil Sensei.